Hey guys, so this video is going to be a little different. It's going to be a lot more serious than my normal videos. I've been wanting to talk about this topic for a really long time, but I could never find the excuse to, since my channel is very lighthearted and stupid, and this is a very serious topic. Now that I'm about to hit 400,000 subscribers, I think this is the perfect time. I have a large audience and I have more of a reach. I scripted this because, as you can tell, there's a lot of jump cuts in my videos, and that is because when I think of things, I say, and like. My videos aren't scripted, they're all improv, so there's a lot of, like, and what should I say next? So, none of that here, just a script. It's gonna be a little awkward with me going back and forth. Also, I'm blind as shit, so that's happening. So, this is domestic abuse against men. Domestic abuse is a serious issue. It's more difficult than just leave. It's more difficult than fight back. Domestic abuse is fucked. But there's something seriously disturbing about going to Google and searching domestic abuse help and seeing battered women, women's shelter, women, women, women. Male abuse is often forgotten about or ignored and even mocked. Male abuse shelters don't receive enough funding to be a reality. In fact, there is an instance of somebody trying to open a male abuse shelter, it being shut down because of lack of funds, and the owner killing himself. Yeah. How could a man get beat up by a woman? Men are expected to be tough, right? Are you gonna go to your friends and tell them your girlfriend who's smaller than you and shorter than you throws plates at your face when she comes home drunk? You're gonna tell people that your pretty wife calls you a man 2 times bigger than her, ugly and fat until you feel worthless and undesirable? Yes, you should tell people. But here's the thing, women are humans, and humans are capable of being evil, manipulative, and psychopathic. Physical abuse is not the only form of abuse. Mental abuse can be just as terrible, if not more. You tell yourself they won't do it again, you still love them, you love the history you have together, you love the friends you share, you have a good life, you love their family, you love the kids you had together, you want your kids to have a good life, you don't want your kids to deal with divorce, you don't want to deal with divorce, you don't want to lose your kids, you don't want to lose your house, you don't want to lose your dog. You don't know what to do, you're trapped. It's believed men are the stronger sex, and although technically they are, abuse is much more than physical strength. But what happens when even your physical strength is overpowered?
I was a open heart surgery patient. That's why I can't close my shirt over my incision yet. I was operated on July 14th. I had a triple coronary artery bypass graft after a year of being sick. This was the result of a Lyme disease infection, basically, that I've had for God knows how long. But I've been sick for well over a year. I lost my job for it. My relationship with my wife culminated in a very ugly situation not too long ago. When she was driving me home from the hospital, okay, I was weak as a kitten, and I was in the back seat of the car. And she started screaming at me. Well, not literally screaming, but definitely shouting. She raised her voice. And she said that I was yelling at her and throwing things at her. And she started giving me what the Philly cops call a nickel ride. And that's what they did to Freddie Gray in Baltimore. Yeah. You know, they put him in the back of a van and they drove like hell, slamming on the brakes and veering from side to side so that he was thrown around. I was right next to my baby son, and he was strapped into his car seat, and he was fine. But I could barely keep myself upright. Right. I was in a very weakened state. I had fresh incisions, and just being thrown against the seatbelt and the side of the car caused me damage. My incisions started to bleed. She tells me that she's going to leave me, and she's taking the baby and going to Oregon. And, you know, maybe I shouldn't have said anything, but I told her, you know, if you do that without a custody agreement, I'm going to call the cops. And then she just shut up, and I just saw her glaring at me in the rearview mirror. And she came in while I was asleep, basically planted a small amount of drugs in the house and left and called the police. and got an emergency protection from abuse order against me, although I had not abused her in any way. And she skipped town with my baby. Now, she's not the mother of my 8-year-old, so she couldn't do anything about that, I thought. But she had the police call my 8-year-old's mother and say that I had been arrested for drugs. So
Fuck.
my 8-year-old's mother is now refusing to let me have the child, even though we split him 50-50 according to a court-gendered custody order. So really, she's breaking the law. I would be well within my rights just to call the police and have her arrested. But that's... I don't want my 8-year-old to see his mom taken away in handcuffs.
Right.
He loves his mom. You know, he needs her just as much as he needs me.
Yeah.
Why would I do that to her? Why would I do that to him? And while I was staying at my dad's house, because the police trashed the house and I was forbidden to enter it, she gave my dog away. So today I found out that I've got nobody. My entire family is gone. I've been taking up collections through a GoFundMe. I collected enough so far to pay my bills for this month. It's not enough to get a lawyer. It's not enough to get my child back from Oregon. It's not enough to get a lawyer and get my child back. You know, I did. You know, when somebody's crazy all the time on you, it becomes second nature and it starts to seem normal.
That's the excuse of the abused.
Please click the link to see the full interview done by my good friend Jeff Holiday. Check out all the links down below for more details about the story. This video is a formal invitation inviting you to come to a very special live stream charity event to raise money for Charles and raise awareness for male victims everywhere. Although we may be a bunch of shitposting idiots on the internet, we have power in numbers, so I'll see you guys there.